Ladies and gentlemen, we are live with Charlene Gisele, who is here representing the Primal movement, the Paleo movement, the Ancestral Wisdom. You've just come off stage.
I just did, yes.
Yeah, how was it? What was the key idea you were sharing with people?
I was talking about how we used to eat nose to tail, meaning the whole beast. So we often talk a lot about eating organs, but I think it's also important to raise awareness of how everything in an animal can be eaten. So if we're talking about a mammal, we can eat the bones, the bone marrow, the head, the nose, the tail, the bones, everything can be used. And if we're talking about fish, we can eat the roes, the skin, and make soups out of the bones as well.
And why is that important?
It's important because it's been forgotten, and we are the humans that we are today because our ancestors knew how to eat. When we were hunters and gatherers, there was no waste. Everything was eaten, and the whole carcass. And if we look at the animal kingdom, we can see that animals still do that. But we now live in a society or in a world where it's quick fix, quick grab, has to be pretty, has to be cute. We now sell food that is pink and blue and sparkles. And if we take a step back, food doesn't sparkle. And I think by being attracted by the easy and pretty, we lose the nutritious and the good.
Mm-hmm. And you're based in London mainly?
I am actually a nomad. I've been a nomad for the past 3 years. I used to live in England. I was working as a corporate lawyer in London for, in total, just about over 7 years. And then I decided to leave the corporate world. I went to live in India, and I went to spend some time in Nepal, exploring ancestral cultures and really sort of putting the dots together between what we've lost and what we've forgotten.
And so bringing things back to the ancient wisdom. So we'll talk about that a little bit, but first, inside the mobile lifestyle, how do you apply these ideas of eating toe to tail, head to tail, tongue to tail?
I make friends with the local fisherman, butcher, anyone that is selling animal food. I make sure that I choose the source well. So I was recently living in an Indonesian island. I was keeping and collecting all the bones, all the skins to make stews and soups. And when I go back to France, I know that the animal has been grass-fed. When I came here to Finland, every chances I could, I was eating roes, and I've discovered a beautiful reindeer meat. So I think it's about inviting a sense of curiosity, and I think it's about being also a bit explorative. And just really asking the locals, and don't go for anything that's wrapped in plastic.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the tip that you would be sharing would be wherever you are, whether you're local or whether you're nomadic, connect with the source, understand it.
Yes, and
ask them where did it come from, how did it grow. If they don't know the answer, move on.
Absolutely. And I think also, perhaps I'm really delighted you've asked that question, because I don't want to make it sound like I'm eating pure carnivore. I also love having a little bit of root vegetables, a little bit of berries. So again, it's actually common sense. It's what did our ancestors eat when they were fishing, when they were hunting, they were foraging, they were in the bushes and in the forest, collecting the berries, picking up the mushroom. So I'm not suggesting to drop all the vegetables and fruits, have them in moderation, but anything that's processed, industrialized, added sugar, industrial oil, it's toxic, it's poison.
And what do you say to the vegan listeners or audience members?
Eat meat.
Yeah? Yeah.
Yes, I really don't think that you can be fully healthy on a vegan diet, and that's not my opinion. I don't think my opinion would matter, but it's a fact. If you're vegan, you need to supplement. You need vitamin B12. You have to supplement on a vegan diet. So any diet in the world that is restrictive and that necessitates for you to take a supplement is questionable, as a matter of fact. The humans that we are didn't become the humans that we are by taking supplementation. Our ancestors did not have supplements, and we're here today. So to vegans, I would say you're a vegan today because your ancestors were not. And I know it's a tough message, and I experienced veganism for a while because I lived in yogic community, and I spent some time in the yoga community, and it's very common to be vegan and vegetarian. And so I speak from a place of heart in the sense that I have so much empathy for anyone that wants to adopt a vegetarian or a vegan diet.
The main reason, if the health side is not so relevant, but like the cruelty to animals is a pretty strong argument,
Well, sure, but that's why I say look at your local butcher or local fisherman, because cruelty does not have to be a thing. I think if you spend some time with tribal communities or hunter and gatherers, I certainly noticed that when I was spending time in Brazil and I saw a cow being killed in front of me, it's killed with love. And I don't say that lightly. If the farmer has raised that cow from the moment it was a calf and seen it grow, fed it with love, fed it with care, it will also kill it with care. And sure, there is cruelty, and I don't advocate that at all. I'm also a huge animal lover, and you can be an animal lover and an animal eater. It's not either or.
Okay, so moving on from that uncomfortable topic, let's talk about the importance of ancestral wisdom, because we're here in the Biohacker Summit, where the mental model is about high technology and these kinds of things, and you're bringing in the ancient ideas. So speak to that, please.
Well, I think actually it really works together beautifully, and there is a huge synergy between ancestral living and biohacking. If we think about circadian rhythm, biohackers put blue blocking glasses so that we're not disturbed by artificial blue light. Let's think about our ancestors. Oh, they didn't have blue lights. So they were going to bed after the sunset, which is red light. Oh, red light therapy. There we go. So can we live like our ancestors did? No, we're no longer in a cave, and we don't live in Paleolithic ages. We are surrounded by technology. I love technology. My business is run because or thanks to technology. So living in a world that is filled with technology, we need to learn how to hack the presence of technology to live coherently with the way we evolved. And that's where biohacking comes in. Biohacking is the bridge between the now and the then. And it's how you can be a superhuman, knowing your ancestry and understanding technology.
Nice. Agreed 100%. Speak to us a little bit about something which I saw in your talk. You were talking about organ meat. Why is that important?
Well, organ are nutrition powerhouse. They have the fat-soluble vitamin, water-soluble vitamin. They have enzyme, and they're just pound-for-pound champion when it comes to nutrition. Now, I think a lot of organs are scary or even seen as disgusting. I've seen very strong words being used when it comes to organ meat. And I think it ties back to, again, the modern life that we live where everything has to be pretty. But life is not pretty, as we know. Life is raw. And when we were living in the wild, we were living in nature. If you go in the forest, you're going to get your hands dirty. If you go walk in the wild, your feet will be dirty. And, I think with the modernization of workspace, computer, cars, AC, everything is sort of, not natural anymore. Artificial, yeah. Yes. So we've lived in a very sterile environment. So anything that is not, plastic wrapped, maybe it's not healthy, maybe it's dirty. I think it's healthy.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, so I think we've covered the key ground. If you were to share your most important, most valuable idea, what would that be?
Breathe consciously, eat wisely, eat 70% animal product from good source, but also don't eat often. Intermittent fasting is key to mimic our ancestors. Sleep with the dark, wake up with the sun, apply common sense, move it often, and love widely.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.